Hello. Okay, it's time to be a moral, upstanding, conservative citizen of the British. Let's open that. Okay. So, since leaving, since last time I've had a few ideas on what to do. I've got poverty right down, unemployment is lowering also. I've still got a surplus of 60 billion. So now I'm considering things that I know will make me unpopular. Because I can get away with being a bit unpopular for a little bit now. The Conservatives fully like me, even the Socialists are kind of happy with me too. So now I can start doing things that are a little bit unpopular. So, I'm trying to think of things that I guess pointless getting rid of unemployment benefit because that will disappear over its own time anyway. Now then, something that I want to get rid of or work towards getting rid of is state health service. I want to work towards getting rid of that. I also want to work towards getting rid of child benefit. This is 15 billion a year that it's costing me, or 15 billion a quarter, sorry, that it's costing me, and that seems like a lot of money for very little gain. Like I do agree, it's unnecessary level of interference. People who become parents should be responsible for their own children. I do believe that the government has some level of duty, has some level of duty of care towards children in the country. However, that is why I believe this should be what is implemented as opposed to child benefit. So, child benefit is gone. There it goes. Child benefit is gone, and in its place comes childcare provision. By giving subsidies for childcare, we ensure more parents return to the workforce and benefit the economy. It also benefits their children, which is something it doesn't say here. So I can replace child benefit with this and tackle unemployment. So I've saved 14 billion and I've made back, I'm now spending 7 billion, so I'm still 7 billion in profit. Now that will lower my popularity a little bit, but then I'm about 65 billion in surplus per turn. Now, to look at some other things that I want to do. Now, personally, I think that there's certain things here that I think get in the way of what people should be doing themselves. I like religious charity tax break because that encourages institutions to help the community, which is what. So there's this misconception that Conservatives are, against spending money on people, and no, it's not that. We're against people forcing us to spend money on them. That's more what it's about, really, at least in my opinion. So it's about the community, and it's about people looking out for each other as opposed to the government looking out for you. There are things that the government should look out for you for, and I do believe that healthcare is alright, which is why I don't want to get rid of this completely, but I would like to ideally get it down to about 20 billion. Let's say 25 billion, because that's serious illnesses as well. If I get it down to about here, And I mean, this is already at 66%. Over time, this will become less thing, and this the problem is this raises unemployment by a lot. So I don't want to do that right now until I've got unemployment well down, which it will be eventually. Homelessness is still a problem, however it is very, very quickly going down and costing me very little, so I don't need to worry too much about that right now. Yeah, all these youth programs I've introduced really help the crime rate too. I don't know why ethnic minorities is such a... how is this still a problem, by the way? This really should... yeah, it's starting to go down actually. This I can't help without introducing things like intelligence services, and I don't want to do that. I think that's bad for the country, so I'll keep it where it is. Now then, alcohol law. I am someone who believes massively in the alcohol law being 21, and I will change that to 21 since I can get away with being slightly more unpopular. And there was something else I wanted to do as well that I knew would be unpopular, but I believed it was right to do it. I can't remember what it was. Oh yeah, voting age. I wanted to raise the voting age to 21 years. Because that is when you have proper opinions. Now then. That's a lot of unpopular things I just did at once, but that's okay. No, I've just done a few things that will make me quite unpopular with people, with certain specific kinds of people. But plus side, I've got more conservatives in the country now than I have liberals and socialists. Not more combined, but more on the individual level. And the liberals shouldn't be too angry at me, because I've still got a lot of things that is liberal. Because ultimately, I don't think conservatism necessarily means lack of liberal stance. How did my surplus go up so massively then? I feel like it shouldn't have gone up as much as it did. But okay, whatever. I'm fine with it going up. That helps me actually, because there are things I want to do. Now I need to help the capitalists a little bit. I think we're not doing well as a country in terms of helping the capitalists, and like I said, I want to help the country grow financially. So in an attempt to help the country grow even more, I might just get rid of corporation tax altogether, as well as there's another one here somewhere that I can get rid of. I always forget the name of. Property tax. Sales tax. I think, yeah, that's a lot of money I'm getting rid of if I get rid of this though. However, I don't want to get rid of it as such, but I do want to lower it. I feel like it would be a good idea to lower this down to like 15%. What's 15%? 28 compared to 43. I can definitely get away with that. And this helps so much in all this. Like tourism goes up, middle earnings go up, poor earnings go up, equality goes up, capitalism and self-employed goes up. Like these are all good things by getting. If I put it right the way down to 1%, I only get $1 billion per quarter from it. I don't want to do that. I might do 10%. I might be able to afford 10%. I want to keep it, I think, because in future, if I come across a low amount of money point, I can raise it once more. But yeah, this helps a lot with just everyone really. It should help with high earnings too. I don't know why it doesn't, but whatever. This helps everyone have a happier life, and yeah, my income is still 438 billion, so I'm not too worried about getting rid of that too much. 114 billion from the low income tax bracket, that's a lot. Everyone is being taxed the same amount though, 46%. I don't really, I think in an ideal world the tax brackets here would be a lot lower. It'd be like 40% or something, but yeah, I'm going to stick to it. I'll stick to it being that, and I'll slowly phase out the taxes that are down here, so that although they're getting taxed a little bit more than most, all these things are quite low. I'll have a look at property tax next turn, see how much money I've got left over after this turn. Nice. Homelessness is at an end. I don't care about that. I wonder why that is. I wonder what causes that to end. My income is still 450 billion. Alright. Let's try and work on tackling this. So this is how I know, yeah, I know what it's doing, I just need to know how to stop it. So corporation tax is the main thing affecting it. So I could, if I just got rid of that altogether, would I know it's only like 13 billion, I'll just get rid of it altogether. Let's see what that does for sod it. Ministry for Industry resigns. I wonder why. Conservative Patriot. Nice. Poverty is at an all-time low. Alright then. Now this really should start going towards the stop trigger. If it doesn't do it in the next like 3 turns, then I will have another look at it. Okay, what can I do for the country? The retired like me, the capitalists still don't like me. But again, where's homelessness to? Is homelessness over? I think so. That's okay then. Alright. Now this is back up to 64% popularity. It was on 63 last time, I don't like that. But if we look at my charts, global economy is going up. Income is up a lot. Reserves, where's reserves? Reserves is just constantly growing. Don't have any debt. I've paid off all my debt within my first term. I try to think now, because pollution is going up quite rapidly though. I'm not a fan of that. That's going to cost me a lot relatively quickly. Let's see. I'm trying to like predict, that's the word I'm looking for, what my problems will be. I can see pollution being a problem. I've got rid of unemployment and homelessness at this point, which means I could lower state housing, because this does have an effect on, yeah, all this. God damn it, I forgot to get rid of that, didn't I? It's okay, I'm not an idiot, don't worry about it. So I could get rid of, not get rid of as such, but lower state housing quite a lot, because now my I don't need it anymore and I can raise it later on. So I'm at 20 billion now, let's say. the thing is, right, so I wanna get to a point where it's just, because lowering this is necessary in order to sort of stave off this sort of thing. And I know it doesn't help equality all that much, but capitalism eventually helps equality. So if I lower this down to 15 billion, I think that'll be a good... How long does this take? 16 turns in order to do that? Really? Or am I like misread? Oh, you know what, I don't care. I'm gonna do that and then see. Yeah, okay, whatever. I'm just gonna pretend. Healthcare vouchers are starting to cost me quite a lot, which is fine, but ultimately not what my intention was for that. If that's cost me 20 billion, I lower this to 20 billion, then that makes it even, right? And that'll be fine, and no one will like me, but I want state health service to be gone eventually. This does lower a lot of, this does make a lot of unemployment, that's the problem. So I'm going from 40 billion, I'll go down to 30 billion. That's not too much unemployment, that's only 5%. So I could get away with this, I think. My country isn't good enough. It's not good enough employment right now that I can get away with doing that. Let's see. Whoops, changes. Where is it? I've forgotten where it puts the bloody unemployment. Oh, you know what, I don't care. Yeah, see, I knew that was coming. I knew it was coming. But that's okay, I got rid of state housing, so it might help. I don't care. I'll support the monarch because I'm conservative, and that's what we do. Let's see. So poverty's going to go back up a little bit, but that's okay. That'll sort itself out in time. I'm still quite popular, and I've saved myself quite a bit of money there. I think the best part of this game is that it looks better than all presentations the British government ever makes. It looks better than all presentations any government ever makes, I think. I really love the presentation of this game. So I knew this was coming, but see that it's already going down, which means it should be helping it a bit. Technology backwater is still a thing somehow. I feel like I've done a lot of active steps to stop that, but whatever. I guess I'll put a bit of money into this. So 5 billion to, let's go 15 billion. I can afford the 10. Oh, good grief, hiccups. I can afford that 10 billion, I think, with my surplus of 171 billion per turn. I'm going to go and get a mint. Right, okay. Let's see. Now then. That should help the technology backwater. Where is my waste collection? Right, this is actually really good to raise up now that I've got the spare money. Why are you on strike? Oh, because I got rid of. Oh, I don't care. You only cost me 715 million. You're not worth my time. There's a couple of things around here that I wanted to put money into. Not put money into the BBC. Wish I could cancel that. Really hate the BBC. I don't hate them. I just don't think they're very good anymore. Water purification. This is a good thing to put money into right now. It doesn't cost me anything, so okay, I've got to the next turn. I've done like 3 things. I don't want to spend 1 million. Oh, jeez. Massively dependent on oil. Some may see it as bad, but it's definitely achievement. Okay. in the black for 5 whole years. Market meltdown. Great. Socialism went up. Oh, I hate socialism. Okay. It is not good that we are dependent on oil. I need to do something about that right now. Okay, this is going down. That's the thing I was focusing on. This should start slowly going down. And also that's going up quite rapidly too. Right, I need to do some things to get this in check. Okay, right, now then. Let's see, where would this be? Public services maybe? Climate Change Adaptation Fund, 57 billion. Oh, God, that's a lot. So the thing is, I feel I need to do something that's... Oh, hang on, let me just read this. I need to do things that are relatively... Because I'm playing as a conservative, so I'm trying to do things that are... that don't get in the way of people's lives. I want to do things that sort of help people. See, this sort of thing is good because this doesn't actively get in your way. Not doing that can get out. Compulsory photo labeling. There's gotta be better things in here for... You could perhaps have some risk for... What's the, does this help pollution at all? No, okay. That's fine. I feel like it should, because it's got less... I mean, okay, yeah, okay, it has nuclear waste and all that, but compared to burning oil and all the smoke and whatever we get from factories, it's not as bad as them. I know why people think they are. To be anything in Law and Order, light bulb ban. See, that's the sort of thing I would disagree with. Being conservative, rather. Like, that gets in the way of people. I'm trying to do things that don't get in the way of people, that are relatively cheap. The problem is, the only thing so far I've seen that is... like, carbon tax is fine, but my... whatchamacallit are taxed enough already. So I don't want to get rid of that. I can do things like hybrid cars initiative, which doesn't get in the way of people. I can do, things like that, but they are very small effects. Ultimately, I want to be helping people with that. Okay, I'll tell you what, I'll do the hybrid cars thing. I don't know why that's in this area and not in transport, but fine, because this will only cost me 3.8 million and it helps the oil demand already, so whatever. Right, so that's one thing I've done to help. Anything I can do in here? Okay. That doesn't help then. If anything, that makes everything worse. Green Electronics Initiative. I could do that. It doesn't cost much and it's not too negative of an implication on people. See, this is mandatory and I don't like that. So... this could be good. This could be good to do. Regulations, no. Okay, let's do this. It's, again, only another 500 billion, and it helps my farmer membership. It doesn't actually intrude on anyone. Okay, that's another good one I've done. Let's see. Oh, there was something I wanted to do actually. This. I wanted to introduce this, but it would make me unpopular a few turns ago. Sorry, this. I'm going to introduce it anyway, fuck you. I don't actually agree with this in real life, but I just want to do it because it does actually help. Even if it is unpopular. Right, I'm going to go to the next turn and see if I'm killed yet. No. Oh, Ghettos is at an end. Yeah, I'm gonna allow that for now. While it's important. Still trying to wean myself off of though. Water shortage going down. They're still there, even though I've got rid of corporation tax. Oh, pollution's going down. I'm doing decently. I'm sure it'll go wrong eventually. I've still got 122 surplus per turn. I need to move that so I can stretch my legs because I can't feel them anymore. There we go. Okay, I can do biofuel subsidies. Can do that. Can also do this. These are all good. Let's see. Yeah, this helps. It only cost me 1.3 billion. Transport, and then clean fuel. Yeah, only $1 billion, and again helps the environment and all that. So what else can I do? But I don't want to do, that's too much money. Don't want to be doing that. I've already got all the, what's the point? Yeah, see, this gets in the way, people, no point. Close airports completely. I could do a subway thing, because we've got, is there, whoever's in the chat, tell me, is the subway that we have in London and all that, is that a government run thing, or is that, or a government introduced thing at the very least, or was it all private, done by businesses? Because I'm not actually sure myself, and I can't bother to look it up. Organic farming subsidy. I don't know what else to do that doesn't get in the way of people. So I'm going to leave it as it is and see how it progresses. That's irrelevant to me. Let's have a look at our changes. Health is still going up, so I don't care about them at all. The tube is government built, okay. Yeah, that one, I know that, I think it was Maggie, it might have been Maggie Thatcher, but I believe her government sold off most of the things to the privatised system, which I believe was probably a really good idea on paper, but ended up being awful because we just ended up in the same problem that we had in the 70s. Because like the whole reason that she sold off a lot of that stuff is to stop the government spending money, and so that they could all compete. But as much as capitalism works, a pitfall of it is monopolies existing, and she actually got rid of quite a few monopolies if you look into it, which is good, like BT and all that. But ultimately, yeah, it doesn't Oh, I could increase. I haven't increased this yet. So I should have increased this at some point, but whatever. I want to increase it to the point where patriotism is unaffected. Yeah, that'll do. And that's from... That's from that, okay. Oh yeah, BT is, but BT is a waste of space anyway. BT really wouldn't be a monopoly if... because it's not so much that they're a monopoly on the internet, but they're a monopoly on the wires that use the internet. And really, in any well-functioning system, they should have been beaten out by literally anyone else by now. I don't understand how they haven't been, because it's not as though it's not as though it's not as though they're good. It's like, you know, they're one of the consistently least rated companies in Britain. You know, no one likes them. No one likes spending money on them. In any good system, they would have lost their business by now, and someone would have come in to replace them, or somebody would have at least started up a rival company and beaten them, because they, just by existing, they would be doing better than BT. And yet, no, I know, I agree. But she did. How did that develop? Oh, I hate fat people so much. Landmine ban. Why would we ban that though? I mean, I know why, but it's like, no, I'm not rejecting that. Get out. Need them for war, idiot. Poverty's going up a little bit, which I'm not a fan of. It shouldn't be. Garden landmines are a modern convenience. I'll be sure to bring that up in the next debate I'm in. Why has poverty gone up? What have I done? I need a focus group just like poor people. Oh, these aren't. That doesn't help. Changes. Right, poverty. No, it's down. Then what the hell am I reading? Equality is down. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It was already really high. I think that means equality of race, which is strange considering, because we've not done anything to affect it at all. So I don't know why that's gone down, but whatever. I don't know what else to do. In trying to tackle this, it seems to have slowly got worse again. I don't know how. It's finally disappearing. This is still a thing. Okay, where's the fibre wires I introduced a while ago? Where are they? Is that them? No. Fibre wires. I had fibre wires. Not fibre wires. I'm talking about Hitman now. Fibre optic. That's the one. I introduced that at some point. Where would that be? Would that be in public? Uniform, science funding, state. I know I introduced it, damn it. I'm not mental. I introduced it for just towns. Where would this be? It wouldn't be in welfare. It might be in economy. Entrepreneurs, agriculture, clean energy. Oh, clean energy. See that? Whatever, I'll leave it alone because I don't trust it. Damn it! I know I have it. I'm not insane. Alright, fine. Where is it? I know I have it. I'm not insane. Oh, I can just go into expenditure, can't I? It'll be in here somewhere. Ah, fibre optic internet. There we go. Every street, perfect. Right, that should help technology backwater. This game, a completion rate of 80% or higher for this game. How would you even... What would you count as completion? Winning a term? Because I'm in my second term right now and I'm doing brilliantly. It's fairly easy to manipulate this game and do well though. I'm not even trying to manipulate the game to do well and I feel like I am. Capitalists have gone up a bit. Still got a surplus of 154 billion. Oh, I see. Achievements, okay. Oh yeah, well, like I know that by term 3 or 4 the game usually starts falling apart rapidly. Which I'm trying to limit this. Food price crisis. When did that start? Also has moment epidemic, which I can't seem to get rid of. What's the point? Where was I going to? Where's this to? Where would that be? Sorry, give me a second. Oh, okay, so I've already got all that. Well, bugger me then. Yeah, by turn like 3, 4, start introducing things like this, but massively. And I'm trying to do things now in order to stop that happening. Ultimately, I may need to just bite the bullet and do the Climate Change Adaptation Fund, even though that basically only puts me into 100 surplus per turn. Which, no thanks. That's, you know, a lot of money I'm losing out per turn there. Which I could use for some good things. But no, I'm not introducing ID cards. You're an idiot. Speed cameras. Ban of blasphemy. Ban atheism is 68% popular. Brilliant. Okay, whatever. I might have to bite the bullet and do that, just because. Oh god, 58 billion. I mean, I don't have to do all 58 billion, but that will extend me by quite a few turns. So, see, prediction system, 44 billion. Long-term prediction system is 58 billion. Yeah, that's so much money I'm losing per turn. But I can logically get away with it. I might do 44 billion. And if I need to raise it in future, I will. But that's 44, 10 is 44, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that's an extra 14 billion to raise it to that point. Okay, I'll do that, right, and that's a lot of money I'm losing per surplus, but that's okay for now. General strikers are there as thingy for some reason. No, go away. Poverty's gone up again. How is this happening? Poverty should not be going up. I have 4,000 things in place to stop poverty from going up. Why? I don't understand. Look at this, right? I've got rid of taxes on pretty much everything except for property and sales, and even that's lowered down to 10%. These people are living the best job lives they could possibly live right now, and they're on and I don't understand why. What have I done? I highly doubt state housing made the fucking poverty go up that much. There's no homeless people. This game is having a joke. I don't care about equality. Food price crisis. Why did it not tell me we were in a food price? When did it tell me that? I'll tell you when it told me that. Fucking it didn't. Right, where's the food price crisis to? This fabled food price crisis. Isn't that going down? No, whatever, I don't care anymore. What do you mean poor earnings doesn't help? Let's see, whoops, changes. Poor earnings. Yeah, like poverty is down a lot. Poor earnings are down because of a food price crisis, but I don't understand where this food price crisis is. The water shortage and biofuel subsidies caused it, apparently. Ultimately lead to a food... Yeah, I know. Resource intensive... Okay, right. What can I do about the food price crisis then? Can I do anything about it at all? I mean, ultimately it'll help obesity, I think, but not really how I want to help that. Food price crisis. I've started a bunch of farms too, so there's no real reason why that's a thing. Yeah, that only helps. I'm doing everything in my power to make it so that people have, like, I've put money into agricultural developments, and yet people are complaining about low food. I see that as like a... That probably is good for me at this point. I know sometimes you have to do things that you don't want to do to help something, and this is going to be one of them, I think. Because this will help the amount of food that's in the country at any one time. Let's put this up to 4 billion. Oh, I don't understand. Go to the next turn, see if that's helped. Reject the ban. Oh, I don't understand why poverty has gone up so much. It really shouldn't have. I've done everything in my power in order to help people earn more money. There's no reason that it should go up. Damn it. Right. Food price, where is it? There it is. Okay, it's curved off a little bit since introducing that. It'll take a little bit for it to go back down, I think. I'm looking at my surplus is suddenly 2.25 billion. And it's... I don't even know how. Just because I refuse to bend to the minimum wage thing. Oh, here we go. Well, pollution's at an end. Homelessness is developed. Brilliant. Oh, this is going well. I told you that. Yeah, like I said, turn like 3, everything starts going wrong. Still got a surplus. Okay. Right, this is going down. This is actually going down. Right, I'm going to believe that once this goes down again, I will start, because that's interfered. Because in the rule set that I'm using, I believe it's bending to the will of people and interfering in how businesses want to run. That's just like the rule set I'm using. So, you know, I don't believe that personally. I think we should have a minimum wage, but the rule set I'm using, it's like that. I'm gonna wait until the food price crisis goes. I'm not banning that, and maybe then go away. Okay, so we're at the start trigger now. Once we get to the stop trigger, should start earning money. Organised crime is still relatively okay. I really don't know how to help the asthma epidemic, except for, although it is actually going down, so whatever I've done, it's helped. Again, I don't know why these are on strike. There's no reason for them to be. Just because I got rid of a lot of the health service. Yeah, I'm not anti-capitalist in real life. I probably should increase that while I've got a homelessness situation. Just a little bit, not too much. And I'll decrease it again once the situation's gone, which I believe it will be in a little while. Brilliant. This won't last long, I'm sure of it. Street gangs has developed again, and my crime's going up again. Oh, bugger me. Leave that unchanged. Oh, I did everything in my power in my first term to get rid of crime, and now it's gone up again. It's because of homelessness. It's always because of homelessness. Apparently the homeless are just criminals. And the poor hate me, but whatever. I know. The poor always hate the Conservatives, so I'm not too worried about that. Let's see. That's my food price crisis. There it is. Okay, we're getting quite close to the stop trigger. I really don't know how to help that any more than I already am. I mean, I wouldn't be against using that in a few turns if I really need to, but I'd rather not. Oh, I need to do some ridiculous stuff here to help me, but I don't know what to do. I can't think of any particular way in which to help this, except for hope it goes down relatively soon with the introduction of farms that I've made, but it doesn't really. I might introduce that at some point. I don't like robots, but there's no particular reason I don't like this either, because I'm completely out of ideas in order to help that. I can do that. Like, this doesn't actually get in the way of anyone. It's just basically advertisements or whatever. So I don't mind doing this. Lowers water demand, which will help in the long run. But I just threw there, you idiot. But I can't think of what to do otherwise. Healthy eating campaign. Again, not a bad idea. But it's just... like, it is going down, but I need it to go down rather damn quick if the game doesn't mind, because it will start to just blow me up later on. I'll go another turn, see if it's still going down. Look into it, we grow food and export it better than anything else. Oh, I'm glad you think so. Then why is it that I've got a food price crisis, game? My unemployment's gone up. Kill me in my sleep. Alright, that hasn't trickled out at all. So I've got a food price crisis, and at the same time I get an achievement for being a banana republic. What? Could somebody please, just for me, make sense of that? My competitive economy's nearly gone now. That hasn't gone down at all. Oh, I hate this game. I don't know what to do. Owen, you're more wise than I when it comes to this sort of thing. Why are food stamps bad compared to what we do now? Like, why would I not just replace food stamps? Why would I not replace the benefit system with food stamps? In the real world, that is. I could introduce this because this will actually help, I think. 2 billion. Once I get rid of homelessness, crime goes down. I'm not giving in to socialists. Socialists are always wrong. It is written in history that the socialists are always wrong. They haven't had one successful country in the history of man. So it's pointless to give in to them. I knew increasing state housing was a bad idea. I'm blaming that. It's easier. Yeah, I know you can't pay bills with food stamps, but it's not. What am I saying? Let me collect my thoughts. It's not. Doesn't the whatchamacallit, part of the system we have currently pay for your rent though, if you don't have a job? Or am I mental in thinking that? Because my parents handle all my money, so even though I'm on the system, I don't actually understand how the system works, because money makes me anxious. Oh, that's part of the benefit system, is it? Okay, alright, fair enough. Oh, I don't know what to do. I mean, thinking about it, the food stamp system here might help the crisis a bit, but I'm not sure. Oh, I can't think of a good way of doing this without vertical farm subsidies. Oof. Implement this. Oh, yes. Only 10 billion as well. Okay, that's a good way. That'll help. Just throw all my money at that. Oh no, not my Chancellor. Oh, look at that. Alright. Poverty's going down. That's good, that's good, that's good. I think I'm making good dent in this now. Oh yes. Look how much that just went down in one turn. I'm in a deficit, but don't panic about that yet. I've got 2 million billion in reserves, so 2,000 billion in reserves. So we're good for now. Let's start the count. Yeah, I think I've won this one. I don't want to speak too soon, but I feel like I'm probably going to win this election. Oh, hey, would you look at that? I won this election. Let's see, who hates me the most? Trade Unionist 97, Liberal 88. I wonder why that is. Changes. Crime is down 68%. 3, I misread. Health is up, violent crime is down, poverty is down, equality is down. Technology up, environment up, productivity up, unemployment down. Middle earnings and poor earnings down. That's not good. That really isn't good. They're the I've been focusing this entire time on like helping these two, and I'm somehow failing them. You've managed to not only win the election, but take a majority of the entire electorate with you, leaving no doubt whether you are this country's legitimate leader. Oh, if only Theresa May knew what that felt like.